Alright, I'm very excited to share this project with you today that I have been able to achieve in this past 2 weeks. This is about cloud database, and for that I'm using Excel just to demonstrate what is possible to do, and how it is possible to have data stored in cloud so that it's is open for a lot of people to get access of, at the same time, for us to review and reflect it on our personal website as well. So on my game.html, I'm gonna write a name of a random player. Let's write it as McDonald. And then I'm just gonna quickly play a quick game of Elemental Nexus. I'm just gonna click random cards. Looks like I'm gonna lose this match. Anyways, okay. Yeah, so I lost the game, and you can see because of that reason, I have 0 on my Excel sheet, and that is updating automatically into the cloud database. In this case it's the Excel sheet. I'm gonna play another game, and I'm just gonna try winning this game just to show that how it reflects differently when you win. Let's see. Not a good start. Paper, scissors. Yeah, this is a bad hand. Okay. Fire, lightning. Means to fire. Okay. Earth is. Okay. Yeah, not a good hand. Okay, let me try with this. Okay. Plasma. Lightning. Lightning with scissors. Water. Okay. Water. Oh, I see. Okay. Alright. 50-50 here. It's paper anyways. And looks like I was not able to win that one. Let's see. I'm just gonna go ahead. Alright, we're getting really bad. Oh, okay, this one is it. Okay. Alright, there it is. Magic. And then okay. Darkness. There it is. Okay, I was finally able to win a match, and then as a result I was able to get 5 points for it. And I will show you how I was able to do that, and then yeah, the number of points also varies with how many cards you are left with the game to win, and I think that was something fun that I could add, so that the game is more competitive. Going to my code, my game script is just leading to the JavaScript, and nothing else. It's just like a placeholder to enter your name, which is the first thing that you see when you open the page, and then there's nothing else in the HTML file. The fun part is in the JavaScript file. Okay, here you can see, like always, we are defining the elements, or in this case, yeah, all the different cards that are in the game, and then I am putting in my API URL, and this one sometimes can get really tricky to get, so I'm going to quickly show how you'll be able to achieve it. So there are different places or different companies that actually do have cloud storage, and they will give you your API URL. The cheapest way, or well, basically a free way to do it, would be to link with your Google account, since most of us already have a Google account, and Google has their Google Sheet. But a neat thing with that they have a app script with the Google Sheets. I keep on saying Excel. They don't have Excel. Okay. And I'm just gonna quickly show that in the Excel file. When you go to extensions, there is an app script, and when you open that here, you can show what value of things you wanna add or deduct in your Google Sheet. So I have just like made some parameters, and then kind of basically my only two rows as of now is the name and score, which is the name is just coming through the input from the parameter, and then score is after the every time the game is, well, it's linked to in JavaScript. When player hand runs to 0, then the parameter score is triggered, which goes on to update the score to the Google Sheet. And here it is just giving how the rows or the values are changed. And there is a status error for if something does go wrong, that if there's something goes wrong, then just like saying that something went wrong. All right. And yeah, I mean, just to get that inside, you just do deploy and new deployment. I don't want to do that because if I press on it, then I'll get a new URL, which I will then need to change the well, it should be fine. I can just change it there. All right, so when you click on that, you'll get this page to configure and to get this code deployed on the app script, which is basically the backend for the Excel sheet. And then when you do done, then you'll get a new deployment, or well, you have deployment ID here, but then the URL here, which later you can just put it as your API URL here. So now since I got a new code, I need to replace this, and there it is. That's my new code. And that way it will take all the results and then push it to the API, in this case the Excel sheet. Alright, and then so here are a lot of game logics that through which the game is run. We have the game area defined. The leaderboard place is in the bottom right now. I do want to change that, but then we have the top hand to be the opponent hand, and then the bottom hand to be player hand. That is sure, of course, again set up in the style sheet. Sorry. And yeah, bunch of these ones are the game logic. I just copied most of the thing from my previous week's project. Same thing here, generating random cards, length of 7, and giving you random card index of +1 every time you win, because every card you use is going to the discard pile, so that card doesn't come back, so you need a new card. And then you have rendering of your hand, player turn, hand, and then it's just doing the maths just to make sure that there isn't any glitch going on. If you don't have that, then what happens is your hand, if you win more than 2 times, you'll have more than 7 cards, which is funny. But this is the win-lose scenario, and once you have that, that is triggered with this thing again if the player hand is 0, or yeah, in this case it's 0. I was wanting to put less than 0, but I just don't have any card that does that yet. But if I'm developing more cards and more mechanics, I'll probably need to do less than 0, so that it doesn't, because it will go in negative if you have cards that will be like discard 2 cards from your hand and the player opponent only has 1 card, then the player value will be less than 0, and then that will probably bring some bugs, but as for now that is fine. win-lose tie scenarios and things like that. And here's the fun part where the things are being stored to the API URL, and I put in a wait fetch so that there's almost like a delay between receiving and pushing between the matches. It is just because if two players are playing at the same time, it's not trying to push in at the same time and trying to select the same column. So just to make sure that the rows and columns are being taken care of. And there's a leaderboard being called again in the bottom of the game so that you can see what is being reflected in the Excel sheet to come to the HTML, index HTML, or game HTML in this case. And as always, there is an error if there is an else. This is just an if else case. So if there's something wrong, then there's just an error message that will be thrown to the player. And that will be all for this video.